The Senate Majority Leader has laid on the table of the Senate Sessional Paper number 3 of 2023 on the Kenya Policy on Public Participation. The document is, if adopted, will be the anchor framework for public participation in Kenya. This is the first time in the 13th Parliament that the Senate will consider a sessional paper. Further, noting the constitutional principle on public participation, proposed legislative interventions that have been made on this matter in the 11th and 12th Parliaments and the central role of public participation in the public affairs, I direct that the sessional paper number 3 of 2023 on the Kenya Policy on Public Participation be committed to the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights for consideration. The committee will be required to scrutinize the paper, undertake public participation on the sessional paper, and submit a report to the Senate within 30 days. The Senate is accordingly guided. Clerk, you may proceed to call those two orders.
Order number 8, Committee of the Whole, the County Boundaries Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of 2023, Division. Order number 9, Committee of the Whole, the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022.
The House is now considering order number 8 on the County Boundaries Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of the year 2023 by the Senator for Homa Bay County. And as we await for senators to deliberate and begin commencement of this bill on matters county boundaries by the Senator for Homa Bay County. And remember, dear viewers, this matters to do with the county boundaries bill, Senate Bills number 6 of the year 2023. Is a bill that seeks to streamline matters boundary delimitation in the country. For more indications, it appears that the chair is ready to commence considerations of this bill under the Committee of the Whole. Allow me to hand you over so we can follow up on the proceedings from the chamber this afternoon.
Honorable members, if you resume your seats, we will proceed with the Committee of the Whole. We are scheduled to do division, honorable members, but there was a matter, and I'll begin with the sugar bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022. There was a clause that was not finalized yesterday. That is clause 19A, and I'm going to give Senator Wamatinga an opportunity. Ome Wamatinga, you should be at your seat, not distracting Senator Sifuna. I'll now give you a chance to proceed and clarify the concerns that were raised yesterday by members on clause number 19A.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Just hold on, Senator Wamatinga. The clerk, you call out the clause.
Clause 19A.
You may proceed now, Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Indeed, I was trying to explain to Senator Sifuna the importance of becoming a sugarcane farmer. Madam Chair, I beg to move that we the amended Section 19A be now adopted by the House the way it is. Madam Chair, the rationale behind what we had discussed in the House, in the committee, we had agreed in the committee, it was debated in the House, and we agreed that we do not want to put a lot of weight on a lot of requirements or other restrictions on the farmer, and we said subclause 2 be amended to read that the grower who fulfills the provisions of subsection 1 shall notify the board of their intention to supply cane outside a sugarcane zone. Madam Chair, the rationale behind this is that we wanted to take the responsibility from the farmer and then take it to the board, which shall be composed as has been prescribed elsewhere. Madam Chair, I submit.
Can the senator be heard in silence? Senator Chiralige, you are out of order now. Can you resume your seat? We did not even hear what Chair was addressing the House on. Proceed, Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. What I was saying is, following the discussion that we had in the House, the proposals by the committee of clause 19, the new clause 19A, was amended to read in the subsection 2, and I read, the grower who fulfills the provision of subsection 1 shall notify the board of their intention to supply cane outside a sugarcane zone. The rationale behind this, Madam Speaker, is that the wisdom of the House saw it fit to pass the responsibility to the board as opposed to the farmer, because some farmers could be small-scale farmers and they may not have the resources to move around looking for the board. Madam Speaker, this is informed by the fact that it could be that a farmer who has, for one or the other reason, a pre-existing contract with or agreement with a miller can go ahead and sell to the miller, because that will give the farmer some responsibility and the obligation, the mandate, or the responsibility of proving that such a legal bondage exists is now passed to the board, and as opposed as being remaining with the farmer. This, Madam Speaker, will give the farmer some freedom, while at the same time ensuring that cane poaching and cane hawking does not take place. Madam Chair, I submit.
Can you now move that that clause 19A, the new clause 19A, be now read a second time?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that now the new clause 19A be read for a second time.
I propose the question that the new clause 19A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 19A be now read a second time, division at the end. Who wanted to say? There's no request. We are now proceeding to division. So, and we will begin with the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022. You know, there is a chair who is in charge of the session. Sergeant at Arms, can you ring the division bell for 3 minutes?
The House is set to proceed into division this afternoon, and the division is for the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of the year 2022, a bill from the National Assembly. But at the Senate, this bill is co-sponsored by Honorable Senator David Wakoli Wafula, who is the Senator for Bungoma County. The Sugar Bill 2022 is a bill that seeks to reinstate the Sugar Act, which was repealed through the enactment of the Crops Act 2013. According to the sponsors of the bill when enacted will restore the roles of the Kenya Sugar Board, currently being undertaken by the Sugar Directorate of the Agriculture and Foods Authority, established under the Agriculture and Food Authority Act of 2013. In the memoranda of the Sugar Bill 2022 is that since 2013, ineffective stewardship of the sugar industry by the Agriculture and Food Authority has contributed to a number of factors. Among them is the non-payment of farmers by public sugar companies, as well as increased costs of sugar production. There has been declining land acreage under sugar, and lack of markets for sugar, and failure to control imports and exports of sugar, poor management of sugar companies, and lack of research on matters cane development initiatives. Allow me to hand you over back to the chamber.
Proceed with the division. We are going to vote electronically, so prepare yourselves. You can log out. Log out and please log back in. Sergeant at arms, please collect all the cards that are not attended. Confirm and collect all the cards that are not attended. We will go for division. We will go for division for both bills, and then I will announce the results after the two divisions, one after the other. And we are going to begin with the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022. Please log back in. Yeah, log out and log in. Log in, please. Are you ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
Okay.
Let me bring the question for you.
Clause for deletion. I propose the question that clause 59 be deleted. You can vote now.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. But we will get there. We will print the results, then come and get.
Senator Asige will vote under Mombasa delegation, so Secretariat will enable her to vote. Senator Asige, the card will be activated. You'll vote in the next one.
So what we do, Chairman, we just vote for her, then a clerk will preside over her voting. Ask her which
New. So going to the next vote, Senator Asige has been activated to vote electronically, so she will be able to vote. She will be given the support she requires. Next is new clauses 19A, 19B, and new schedule. I put the question that new clauses 19A, 19B, and the new schedule be now read a second time. Senators, you can proceed to vote. Senator Lelegwe, please come over. Now we are on number 3, clauses with amendments. I put the question that clauses 6, 17, 19, 29, 38 as amended, 38 as amended by Chair Agriculture, and clauses 38 as proposed by Senator Sifuna, clauses 43, 59, 60, and 2 be amended as proposed. Senators, you may proceed to vote. Senator Delegwe, did you vote? Just approach. We're on the last question on all clauses. I put the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, 6 as amended, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 as amended, 18 and 19 as amended, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 as amended, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 as amended, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 as amended, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 60 as amended, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, new clause 19A, new clause 19B, the first schedule is amended, the second schedule, the third schedule, new schedule, clause 2 is amended, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. You may proceed to vote. We print.
This is the last question on this bill. No. We have county boundary.
We have to put the last one.
The last one is on the speakers on the chair.
Yeah, I thought so, because this is the like when you've sealed it.
Yes, now when we go back
Yeah.
to the house.
So where is the other schedule?
The other schedule,
Iko wapi?
Madam Speaker, you want to announce the results so that we report on this one, or we wait and combine all of them? I propose that we report the results on this one, then report progress, then deal with the other bill. Reporting of progress, but we will not leave the
Honorable Senators, these are the results of the divisions on the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022. On number 1, on deletions, ayes 30, nays 0, abstention 0, the ayes have it. On the new clauses, second reading, ayes 30, nays 0, abstention 0, the ayes have it. On clauses with amendments, ayes 30, nays 0, abstention 0, the ayes have it. On all clauses, the ayes 30, nays 0, abstention 0, the ayes have it. I now invite the mover of this bill, Senator Wakoli, to come and report.
I was on, sorry. Thank you, Chair. Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022, and its approval thereof with amendments. Thank you.
I put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022 and its approval thereof with amendments. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Senators, we are now going to the County Boundaries Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of 2023. The Senate had navigated through all the clauses yesterday, and now we are proceeding to divisions, and there are only 3 questions, and we will proceed to vote for the 3. new clause. I put the question that new clause 13A be now read a second time. Honorable Senators, you may proceed to vote. Senator Cheraligei and Senator Boni Halwale, you look very engrossed in some interesting debate there. Have you voted? You clearly have not voted. You are too engrossed in a different assignment. Proceed and vote. Senator Chute, can you approach the clerk's desk?
In the structure of governance of agriculture of the Sugar Board.
Boni Kalwale, can I give you guidance as you proceed?
Yes.
At this point in time, we cannot go into the merits or the demerits of the bill.
Precisely, I know.
Okay.
I'm just thanking members. Has caused farmers a lot of pain that you have returned the Kenya Sugar Board. You have helped farmers in a manner that I can only be allowed to come here with a cockerel from an old woman in Kakamega so that we can partake of the soup. Thank you so much, honorable members.
Very well. Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022 be now read a third time, division at the end. Sergeant at Arms, can we ring the bell for 2 minutes?
Sergeant at arms, close the doors and draw the bar. Honorable Senators, we will do electronic voting. We will start with the County Boundaries Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of 2023. It will be read at that time. I put the question that the county... I put the question that the County Boundaries Bill, Senate Bills number 6 of 2023 be now read a third time. Senators, you can log back in and proceed to vote. Senators, you know you cannot play a video in the course of a division from your county politics. As Senator Dulo approached the clerk's desk. Honorable Senators, we will proceed to the sugar bill so that I'll announce the results of the division later. Honorable Senators, I now put the question that the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 34 of 2022 be now read a third time. You may proceed to vote. Some senators have not voted. Majority Leader, have you voted? Okay. Check if you have voted.
To stop even funds. Because, Mr. Speaker, who is accounting officer of Garissa County Government as at now? There is no chief officer as per Section 148 of Public Finance Management Act. So, Mr. Speaker, what county executive in Garissa is doing is illegal, is unconstitutional, it violates the law, Mr. Speaker. And that is why I come to the third limb, Mr. Speaker. When you look under Article 2285, Mr. Speaker, the controller shall not approve any withdrawal from public fund unless satisfied that the withdrawal is authorized by law. So who is withdrawing the money of Garissa County Government if they don't have an accounting officer since August 2022, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, the county government must be called to order. It must be held accountable, Mr. Speaker, and I want to support you as the Senator of Garissa for bringing to the attention to this House, Mr. Speaker. And, Mr. Speaker, it looks like what is happening in Garissa, Mr. Speaker, is a crime scene. You know why? The hospitals are not functional. There is no water, Mr. Speaker. Can you believe in your county, and you know very well, 1 kilometer to the town, there is no water, and there is Tana River water, Mr. Speaker. Number two, you have a dysfunctional county government, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we want to say Garissa County Government must be held accountable and must appear before this House, Mr. Speaker. Unless the governor is presiding over a criminal enterprise in Garissa County Government, Mr. Speaker, which we shall not allow, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I thank you and support your statement.
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to make some comment and support the statement that you made in your capacity as a senator for Garissa County. Mr. Speaker, the issue of accountability is something which is very, very important. If you look at Article 179 of the Constitution, it defines what is called the executive authority of a county, which is vested on the governor, the deputy governor. In fact, if you go to 179.4, it says the governor is a CEO, and the deputy governor is the deputy CEO. Then you've got the 10 CCs
who also have the accounting officers, who are the chief officers. The chief officers are the ones who have got the authority to incur expenditure. So if you come up with a statement and says that Garissa County does not have CEOs, it really begs the question as whether that county exists or not. You know, we sit here in this house and we devolve funds to go to our counties. These chief officers are the ones, in fact, if you read the two articles that my brother Cherelgei has read, if you read Article 225, which defines the process of which funds can be stopped from being sent to counties, the Constitution states clearly that Parliament shall enact legislation to ensure a fiduciary responsibility. So, Mr. Speaker, one of my biggest pet peeves is when we have counties and we come here, we sit here. You know, some of us, by the time we leave this Parliament, our backs are either broken because we sit here to be able to defend these counties. Really, is there any logical explanation as to why my good county of Garissa does not have chief officers? What is so difficult? Is it an issue of clanism? Is it an issue of incompetence? In this case, I'm sure there are others who are working. I'm sure there are so many young Kenyans who can be able to work as chief officers. Mr. Speaker, this is a very, very serious omission, which now begs the other question, which my brother Cherelgei had alluded to, has to do with the issue of the control of budget. How are funds then released by the control of budget to be able to go? Who authorizes those releases? You know, I'm looking at my brother, and I hope my brother, pilot, party leader, you know, captain, and also chair of budget, can be able to clarify these things. Because if I read the PFM Act, and I read it, I know it like the back of my hand. These two individuals, the chief officer, is the one who requisitions funds. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the cash requisitions on a daily basis, which are sent to the control of budget, the signature there for Narok County is a gentleman called Olenaingisa, who is the chief officer. Correct. So, what is the name of the chief officer for Garissa County? Is it Ole Fulani, or who is it? Because I'm just curious. These are some of the things that we really have to take seriously. And I thank the Senator of Garissa for bringing that matter into the attention of the Senate. These are issues that must be looked at if really we are to have a country. Finally, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, there was a statement which was brought by my brother Samson Cherelgei. What I'd like the committee to do when they are investigating on that issue of floods in the highway, in the expressway, is really to inform this House on the terms of conditions of the the public-private partnership of the management of the expressway. In terms of, are we, as a country, supposed to also use public funds to be able to repair, maintain, yet we know the terms of agreement when it comes to an issue of PPP. You know, it is actually on a build, operate, and then transfer, BOT. So if the company which built the expressway is operating it, are we supposed to be also incurring expenditures? Are we also supposed to be inconvenienced by poor workmanship of the expressway, where you find that it is flooded? Now, when you come to the underpath or the lower road, if you are building a road on top, of course you will affect the road that people are using. Were there any terms and conditions set out in terms of the maintenance of that road? Those are things that we need to understand so that even when we ask questions, we can be able to understand how to respond to our people. The issue of flood, generally, Mr. Speaker, is something that is affecting so many countries today. In fact, when I was sitting here, I was reading a clip. I was actually seeing a clip from Tanzania where one gentleman was arguing that there were no floods but then next to it, you could see floods all over. You know? So he was saying in Swahili, mafuriko. I think if the water levels are not all the way up to your windows and they enter into your house and then they flood your house and they go out, when the water, if you are just marooned in your house and you cannot be able to leave, it doesn't mean that it is mafuriko. But on a serious note, Mr. Speaker, I think this is something that we need to really think seriously on it. We need to consider our infrastructure and see how best we can be able to improve on an annual basis when we carry out our budgets. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Ali Roba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this statement by the Honorable Senator for Garissa County. And I wish I was rising to say something in defense of my former colleague, Governor Nadhif Jama, but it is very sad situation and a serious embarrassment for even our region of Northern Kenya to be told that the governor has not appointed chief officers and has acted in complete disregard of Section 45 of the County Government Act that says the governor shall nominate qualified and experienced county chief officers from amongst persons competitively sourced and recommended by the County Public Service Board, and with the approval of the County Assembly, appoint county chief officers. The office of the county chief officer shall be an office in the County Public Service Board. Now, what this section clearly means, these are accounting officers of departments. An accounting officer of department that has not been vetted and found qualified and fit to hold the office cannot purport to be holding an office in the name of acting, because what I'm told are chief officers who are not appointed by the County Public Service Board, vetted by the County Assembly, are becoming accounting officers of department in Garissa County, which is grave violation of the law that governs what is required. How do you justify as a governor of the county? And it's very embarrassing as I stand here because Governor Nadhif Jama is a very close friend of mine. Now to be able to be told since August 2022 and now the month of April 2024, the governor has not been able to put in place chief officers and has illegally assigned directors to act in the position of chief officers as accounting officers illegally. And I do not understand whether, honestly speaking, the controller of budget is going to approve release of funds to persons that are not properly authorized to be accounting officers, because the law is very clear. Section 45 of the County Government Act stipulates how county chief officers are appointed to be office holders. And you cannot delegate or appoint in acting capacity anybody who is not vetted. Last time when we were in this house and Governor Kawira was being impeached, you know, because of the foul language that was used, is the reason why she went off the hook, because you cannot, as a governor, appoint anybody in acting capacity or even give double role to say this is a chief officer and he can hold office in this, unless that person has been competitively sourced, competitively recruited, vetted by the county assembly and appointed by the governor to hold the office. And in this situation, it's a blatant violation of the law, which requires to be dealt with. And I support, and I really want to support and urge. I mean, we have to do this in the interest of the public of Garissa County, because of illegal office bearers cannot purport to be accounting officers of departments illegally outside the law. I support. Thank you.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have known the Senator of Garissa to be a very patient leader. I didn't know that the patience would be as much as has been demonstrated today. That Senator of Garissa has persevered with the shame and the rot in the administration of the executive offices of the county government of Garissa. Mr. Speaker, there is very little that anyone can say about the situation obtaining in the county executive of Garissa. Only two things. One, and I always fall back on the Committee on Devolution. Senator Abbas and your team, if I were you, I would be making arrangements on how we are leaving for Garissa maybe this evening to just witness and be sure that what the Senator of Garissa is saying is actually the truth. Because if it is, then, Speaker, I would suggest that two things happen. One, that committee first orders and directs the control of budget to forthwith stop disbursements to the county government of Garissa. Because what is happening is that money, public money, is being released to strangers in office. Those people who are now exercising the authority to incur expenditure in the county government of Garissa have no local standi. They are not recognized by law. And so whatever expenditure is taking place in the county government of Garissa, it's an illegal expenditure. Mr. Speaker, you know the County Governments Act does not suggest or provide guidelines to county governors on how to constitute governments. The County Governments Act prescribes a method of how legitimate county governments and county executives are constituted. Mr. Speaker, without spending too much time, I would suggest that after the visit by the Committee on Devolution, and I hope they will take up this challenge, the Speaker, we also need to call the controller of budget to explain to this House how money has been released to the county government of Garissa since 2022 August to date, when there are no chief officers in that county government. Speaker, lastly, I have confirmed with you, and I actually feel a bit ashamed, that this governor of Garissa is actually an Azimio governor. It is a big shame that a governor who had initially been rejected by people in between 2017 and 2022, and that the people of Garissa now have returned him to office, is behaving as though Garissa County is a personal kiosk. So, Speaker, to that governor, I say a big shame, and let us see action taken against that governor. I thank you.
Senator Jackson Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to comment on the two statements by the Senator of Garissa, who is now the Chair. Speaker, Honorable Speaker, on the matter of appointment of Chief Officers, Honorable Speaker, I not only take it that the governor is lax in his duties, but also the County Assembly of Garissa should be called out, Honorable Speaker, for allowing for such blatant defiance of the law by the governor, by approving the budget consistently for all those number of years, knowing very well that there are no substantive chief officers who have been appointed to those positions. I'm even wondering, Honorable Speaker, how are the county development plans being approved? How are the annual development programs being approved if the officers are not substantive in office? Honorable Speaker, this is a matter that this House and the committee must take seriously. And Honorable Speaker, we request the committee for devolution to actually write to the controller of budget immediately to hold releases to the county government of Garissa, pending the visit and investigation on how these funds have been utilized, that have been sent without proper officers in office. Honorable Speaker, it is not possible to have all Honorable Speaker, because this serves to show the indicators, add to the indicators of the country in terms of determining how many children are able to live beyond age 5. Honorable Speaker, beyond age 5. Honorable Speaker, whenever we see a county that has high cases of maternal mortality, it could be of interest to know whether they have sufficient workforce, whether they are maternities are working. And also, Honorable Speaker, would also want to find out whether they have gotten their reimbursements, because this affects the national performance. Honorable Speaker, on the equipments, on the managed equipment, Honorable Speaker, this is a matter that has been discussed and debated in this House, and that is why, Honorable Speaker, we have said, national government through Ministry of Health, all programs they intend to support counties must actually have a good discussion and planning to ensure its success. Honorable Speaker, I wish to submit and support the two statements. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senators. Honorable Senators, because of time, we have exceeded the time for contribution to the statements. I will have to stop it there and call the next order.
Order number 12, the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bills number 14 of 2024, second reading.
Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2024, be now read a second time. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is an extremely important bill. One of the cardinal responsibilities of this House or this Chamber of Parliament is to participate very strongly in the division of revenue raised nationally between the county and the national government. And over the years, the role of the Senate, Mr. Speaker, in this particular exercise has been affirmed to many doubting foes and friends alike by courts of law, by established practices around the globe, on the need for the Senate of the Republic of Kenya to make its voice heard on behalf of the county governments, Mr. Speaker. And it's a journey that has been fairly interesting. Therefore, I want to plead with colleagues, Mr. Speaker, to take time, because unfortunately, and on this Budget and Finance Committee, maybe we'll have to tell us why. In my days as a member of that committee, Mr. Speaker, we tried to always conclude this particular legislation long before
for budget estimates in the National Assembly. View contrary to what our colleagues in the Assembly do on how much revenue should be dispersed to the counties, Mr. And that is what, I don't want to anticipate debate, but it is what I foresee, Mr. Speaker. And referred to the Senate for consideration as required by Article 218 of the Constitution of Kenya. The purpose, of course, I've explained, is for the vertical sharing of revenue between the two levels of government. Mr. Speaker, sir, this bill was actually read a first time on the 27th of March, 2024, which is a few weeks ago, and pursuant to Standing Order number 145, it was committed to our very hard-working Committee on Finance and Budget, which facilitated public participation and all these things that we need to do. The division of revenue, Mr. Speaker, in accordance to Article 203(3) of the Constitution, demands that the most recently audited accounts approved by the National Assembly, you have at least 15% of that. 15% is a baseline, and there have been conversations around how to increase this, Mr. Speaker. The very late being in the NADCO exercise that you has truly participated in, which raised this actually to 20%. That bill is still before our Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. I don't see the chair of that committee. They will have updated us how far they are with that particular clause. The projected revenue for financial year 2024-2025, which is the next financial year, Mr. Speaker, is 2.948 trillion, Mr. Speaker. And I don't need to repeat my comments on this budgeting in the pie, this budgeting practice of having a pie in the sky and projecting a revenue which you know very well that the chances of hitting it
program allocation, which amounted